in the new police state America.
Non-violent offenders who don't even have to be behind bars. They could be closely tracked by a global positioning satellite that can spot them down to a few feet. Electronic boundaries like those we impose on pets could be set up for these inmates, and surgically implanted electrodes could even shock them until they return to where they're supposed to be.
One thing we could implant would be a subliminal implant. In other words, basically the message is being typed into the subconscious constantly. Do the right thing, do what's required of you, be a good citizen, don't disobey the law.
Well, this slug would love to make you do what's required of you and cram you in a supermax prison. Our prison population's jumped to 6.5 million in the last 2 years. Now they're talking about robots controlling us and implanting the entire population with microchips, or you're for Al-Qaeda. Oh, we're crazy. We're making it up. They'd never peddle microchips, would they?
Something has to change, though. They have to find a better way to identify the bad guys, or the rest of us are going to stay home and watch the world go by on television. But we need some system for permanently identifying safe people. Most of us are never going to blow anything up, and there's got to be something better than one of these photo IDs, a tattoo somewhere maybe. The Saudis used an American device to scan the eyes of travelers. I wouldn't mind having something planted permanently in my arm that would identify me. If we don't do something, people are going to stop flying. If they stop flying, and I don't go to the Giants games, it means the bastards have won.
Yeah, we're not going to let you win, buddy. We saw what you just implied. We're with Al-Qaeda if we don't take the microchip.
Student Hannah Herving is also freshly chipped and now just needs to program it to open doors. Although, importantly for a future career, it does already connect to her LinkedIn.
Some people say I'm mad that I don't know if it's safe and all that, but people have been putting these chips into animals for 20 years, so I'm not worried about that.
The long-term goal is for the new chips to help provide medical care in remote communities. They're already getting under the skin of the Swedes and may soon become just another normal part of modern life and of the human body. Paul Rees, Al Jazeera, Lund, Sweden.
We will finally complete the biometric entry-exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately. For years, Congress has required biometric entry-exit visa tracking systems, but it has never been completed. The politicians are all talk, no action, never happens, never happens. Hillary Clinton, all talk. Unfortunately, when there is action, it's always the wrong decision. Do you ever notice? In my administration, we will ensure that this system is in place. And I will tell you, it will be on land, it will be on sea, it will be in air. We will have a proper tracking.
If I had young children though today, like I would put a chip in them. I would put a chip in my children. You would? I certainly would. This world has changed so much. Speaking of dogs,
there is an app that's out there.
I think it's such a great idea.
It's so smart. It's a free app.
Facial recognition, right?
Yeah. So what you do is, if you lose your dog, first of all you snap a picture of your dog before you lose your dog.
Finding Rover.
All right. And if you lose your dog, you post it. And this app collects the pictures of dogs that are missing or found, and they do a facial recognition thing, and they sync them up. And they've been able to get 600 dogs back to their owners
since they started it, which is so great. I still think that the chip is the way to go, right?
You're right.
I haven't done it yet. My dogs never leave the yard. But
your dogs stay close to home.
Yes, they do. If I had young children though today, like I would put a chip in them. I would put a chip in my children.
You would?
I certainly would. This world has changed so much, and I tell you, I am so educated these days on the human trafficking situation. Yeah. Look into it, and then you decide. I mean, because so much can happen within 24 hours. You might never see your child again. If your child has a chip, and it's not painful, they can find that child and keep it from disappearing someplace. Let's just look into it. I'm not telling you to do it. Just look. It's so frightening, the statistics.
Yeah. All right. Well, don't forget, this Friday we're going to give it away. We're giving 5 lucky viewers a special prize.
If I had young children though today, like I would put a chip in them. I would put a chip in my children.
You would?
I certainly would. This world has changed so much.
Who are really pioneers in a brave new world. They have volunteered to be the first ever to have microchip identification devices implanted into their body.
After 9/11, I was really concerned with the security of my family.
Top CFR Lieutenant Diane Sawyer for 8 minutes sat there in a sickening fashion with this poor, pathetic family as they discussed how they were all taking microchips because they believed in America and wanted to stop the terrorists. Ladies and gentlemen, this is something out of a science fiction horror movie. They're taking chips because they stand with the mother government. I'm living in Nazi Germany Twilight Zone. Now politicians are announcing that they want to get chipped.
Strategic defense. Optical identification. Voice verification.
Jason Taylor, defensive end, Miami Dolphins.
Clearance granted.
You're a star. You're a professional football player. You're getting scanned. It's not just children getting brainwashed on cartoons. It's everywhere. This is the prison grid, turning the whole world into a cashless control system. I have read the federal documents, the total plan to force us into these compact cities. You absolutely must resist the thumb scans, the face scans, the retina scans, cameras that can recognize you and scan your face against a billion faces in a single second. Everything, no food, no water, no houses, no jobs, no nothing without it. They're actually announcing it. They're going to put it in place, and you are the terrorist. You've already heard them say it. Gun owners, Christians, conservatives, libertarians, liberals, anybody that doesn't go along with global New World Order tyranny will be watched, will be controlled, will be tracked. The New World Order gang has a reason they want to control you, and they've bragged about it. Now the Bilderberg Group and Reuters, which they own, have gone public that they actually groom our presidents, our prime ministers, that yes, they really are international bankers. Yes, they are royal families. Yes, they do run the central banks, and that we are the property of a global superstate. In Reuters, they're throwing it in your face, which is owned by a Bilderberg Group member, like Prince Philip. Prince Philip, in his own publication, If I Was an Animal, brags about how he would kill 80% of the population, how his great dream is to come back as a virus. Ladies and gentlemen, this is in your face. These psychos are creating a matrix-like control system and talking about killing you. From Ted Turner at the UN to Prince Philip, they're out of control and on a massive power trip. People like Ted Turner and Maurice Strong.
We roll, but let's go to the phones quickly, and we go to Stephen. Stephen, welcome to Night Talk. Hello, Stephen.
How you doing?
Great.
I was wondering what the sisters thought about when they were going to start implanting us with microchips and we're going to go into the cashless society.
Stephen, great call. I will have what you're having. Let's go to Mike. Mike, welcome to Night Talk. You're on with the Vincent sisters. Hello, Mike.
Yeah, Kevin. I would like to ask the sisters.